Hey, we're the Barr Brothers, and you're watching 101.9 KINK Radio in the live studio.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for coming to the PDX Live Studios. Appreciate that. I'm sorry about that. I was voted by my high school class, most likely. Yeah, sneak up on people. Yeah. So, Barr Brothers, and there's 5 of you here. I know there's 3 core. Why don't you introduce everyone so everyone knows who's playing?
Sure. On the pedal steel, this is Brett Lanier. On the drums is my brother, Andrew Barr. The bass, this is Morgan Moore. On the guitar, sarangi, vocals, and sometimes the harp, this is Sarah Page. My name is Brad Barr.
The Barr Brothers, as it were. So, by the way, the ambient whale sounds, I'm guessing, that was awesome.
Good guess. Some people guess elephants.
They're about the same size, aren't they, in some species?
Interesting thing is if you speed them up, they sound exactly like sparrows.
Oh, that's good to know.
I could demonstrate.
No, if you wish.
It's pretty cool.
The joys of analog.
Here we go. Hold on. Is that coming through the radio? Well, it doesn't really sound like much right now. Okay, we'll scratch that.
But the
do a
thought
demo
was there.
after.
The thought was there. So, talking about the Barr Brothers, 4 albums in at this point. Tell me about how you all met, and I know it has to do with Sarah, but tell me about and why Canada. Other than great healthcare, let's
Why Canada? It was close.
Mm-hmm.
It was far enough away, sort of, in the sense that it's a different country, but it was close enough for us to sort of go and explore and feel like we were in a new place, but close enough to home. And Montreal is a really great city. Shares a lot of similarities with Portland, I think. If you just walk the streets of both the neighborhoods, there are some similarities. And we met. Sarah and I were neighbors back in 2005, 2006, and we just sort of started playing music together. I heard her playing her harp through my bedroom wall. Was my first introduction to her, and
thin walls, huh?
Yeah, they make them cheap up there. It's another good reason to live in Montreal. I think 2010 was the first time we came out to Portland. We were opening for our friends, the Low Anthem. Mm-hmm. Where did we play? We played... not important, I guess. It is important, but I can't remember it.
Well, you're at the Wonder Ballroom tonight. That's important to remember.
We're at the Wonder tonight.
Yes,
yeah.
Make sure you show up for the performance.
Right, of course.
Doug Fur, okay.
Yeah, and we've been playing with Morgan for 3-4 years. He really should be He's counted as a band member these days.
Wow! Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Brett's still working on it. He's still on trial here.
Something to look forward to.
Just kidding.
Right. So you guys have been compared to the Dawes, Blitzen Trapper, Blind Pilot. The last 2 are Portland bands. How does it feel to be in that company? I mean, come on, let's face it. On some level, it's cool to be in a group. On the other, it's bothersome. Like, oh, we're being compared to so and so again.
No, not bothered by that.
Oh, good.
I wish I was more familiar with those bands to know exactly what that meant.
Okay, let's change the subject then.
But just by virtue of their reputation, I'm going to consider it a good thing.
You came out of that just great.
we do know Blind Pilot. We've toured with them actually, and they're awesome. Yeah.
Cool. So, I mean, when you're in the throes of the beginnings, or maybe even now, do you guys channel any bands? All people do. Elton John figures there was Little Richard, who he was channeling. Yeah. I mean, who is it for you guys? And does it come out in your music, or is it just a catalyst and gets you to somewhere else?
Sinatra.
Sinatra?
In my mind, if I'm needing to draw it out of somewhere, being a singer, because I'm not really I'm not a natural born singer. It's sort of more of a guitar player that is the singer by default. So I do have to sometimes go somewhere in my mind, and it's always Sinatra. It's maybe not so much the way he sings, but what would Frank do right now?
Should be a T-shirt. Yeah. What would Frank do? Sarah, you're not off the hook. Who are you channeling?
I don't know. I don't really think about influences at all when you're playing. I don't think anybody really specifically tries to aim at anything. And for me, because there's no context for harp in this music, I always just feel like I'm kind of grasping in the dark and just trying to find something that sounds right.
Yeah.
I don't always know if I succeed.
So, if there's anything you wanted us to know about the band, what would it be?
You're pretty good at this.
Yeah, Andrew, you're great at this stuff. I talked to you backstage. You have a lot to say.
We're in a tour bus, so we don't get to make little day trips around. And we've heard Voodoo Donuts is really fantastic. So if anybody wants to bring us some donuts to the show tonight,
Tell them about the other ones. Blue Star as well.
oh, there's another new.
Yeah,
Is that?
it's
a
pink
new
and blue
addition?
boxes fighting it out on the open street. It's fun to
Wow.
watch.
We would gladly do a taste test if anybody wants to bring donuts to the Wonder Ballroom tonight.
Yeah, trade you guess the spot for some donuts.
Whoa.
Ooh, now you know what to do. Let's get back to the music. Nice talking to you. The Barr Brothers.